Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to discuss what the reality of the friction is. Like this picture that we have over here is that of a rough surface. Now this surface, which is having comparatively lesser number of irregularities, is basically a smooth surface. And this next one, which is like very smooth with almost no irregularities, this we can also call an ultra clean surface. Now what about the coefficient of friction of them? First one will have a pretty high coefficient of friction, 0.7. This one, which is smooth, will have 0.1, and the third one we would expect it should have a very small value. But in reality, it turns out that this third surface is having a very large value of friction. In fact, the coefficient of friction for this is greater than 1. Now, what is the reason behind it? They say that it is because of some atomic bonding. Let's see what pictures we have over here. First one is the irregularities picture. That picture says that there is friction is basically irregularities of the surfaces getting interlocked into each other. But the second picture that we have is the atomic bonding picture, where they say that at the microscopic level, atoms of one material are getting stuck or bonded with the atoms of the lower surface. Now the question is, which of them is actually correct? What is the real picture? So you guys can think upon it. You can pause this video, you can write an answer in the comment box below, and then we will see what the correct answer is. Now the answer to this question lies in the famous Feynman lectures on physics by the great explainer Richard Feynman, but the only problem is it has been misinterpreted a lot over the years. So this is one of the sections of his book where he has mentioned clearly that formerly people used to imagine that friction is only because of the rubbing of surfaces over each other, but that does not explain the power laws. For that he says that in addition to just rubbing of surfaces onto each other, some deformation is also taking place and the atoms also start vibrating. And we know that vibrating atoms start creating electromagnetic radiation, or we can say light, or we can say heat also. Now Feynman also said that when you take two materials, for example copper and copper, friction is not because of the two materials copper and copper, but it is because of the oxide layer which is present between them, or the other impurities present on them because of being exposed to the atmosphere. So basically he says that when you take copper on copper, basically the irregularities are getting interlocked. It is not the irregularities of the copper which are getting interlocked, but the irregularities of the impurities on copper. And then he says that if you experimentally also, if you take two materials, ultra clean copper on copper, then at the atomic level the bonding will start taking place and copper is going to make a very strong bond with the other copper atom. It would be indistinguishable for the material to determine which copper atom is for the upper one and which copper atom is for the lower one. But we should keep this in mind that Feynman did not say that friction is because of the atomic bonding of the material. It is still because of the irregularities of impurities interlocking into each other. All he says is that this new phenomena also takes place when you take copper and copper, and this atomic bonding is going to increase the pull so much that it seems like there is very high friction. But that is not friction in the first place. It's a new phenomena which is pretty much common today, which is basically called cold welding. So you can find a number of research papers also on this at different places. In the end, let me summarize this for you. Feynman says that friction is due to interlocking of impurities on the surface, and ultra clean surfaces stick onto each other because of this atomic bonding thing, the concept which is not even friction. So I hope you like this video and see you in the next one.